your Christianity will always pop up. To some people it will pop up because you're first a lawyer, then a Christian, and then to others you're a Christian, then a lawyer. Then your Christianity is the very foundation of everything you do. And so maybe that's one of the reasons as to why some people don't do criminal law.
Is that why you didn't do criminal law?
No, I just have zero interest. Mine is not even criminal law, it's litigation as a whole. I have zero interest in going to court. Okay. I always joke and say that my chances of ever going to practice criminal law is if my mom murdered, which are next to nothing. Like, it's nil.
Hello guys, and welcome back to Beyond the Pulpit podcast. This is episode 8 and I'm Tracy Ann, your host. I want to say thank you to everyone who is watching our episodes and giving us a lot of feedback. We're getting a lot of feedback. Nimeambiwa Facebook kuna feedback enough. Instagram tunaona mnatufollow lakini okay, mnatuangalia lakini mtufollow. Please change your behavior. God loves you and I want you to love us too. So follow us on Instagram, please. And subscribe. Viewership yetu, please. Oh God. Tuko na viewers nyingi lakini subscribers mnatu let down. Please subscribe to. It's free. It takes you a millisecond if that exists. It's easy to una click to easy to. No. Alafu umesubscribe, mnatuongezea kidogo mtatuona tumenunua viti mpya. Mnaona tuko na microphone mpya. Mtatuona tu tunaendelea kuchange. So and you can only do that through your support. So please do that and keep up with us. Instagram tunaposting a lot of behind the scenes. Sindola?
Yes.
Tunakuanga na vitu mingi sana. Sasa unajua kidogo ningekuuliza umekuwa aje, nikakumbuka leo tumerecord episodes 2. So I can't pretend like I've not seen you in a while.
Tufanye ka script.
Hi Larry.
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Miss siku nyingi.
En poa.
Bedhishi hata sitaki stories zako tena. Tunaweza introduce guest juu umeshanibo. Ushanibo. Hata umenibo. So acha tuende kwa guest juu yuko host wangu kidogo leo. Amesema atani disappoint. Amesemaje ni Miss Gathoni.
Hi Tracy.
I think mnajua. Mimi udem namjua. Unamjua? Mimi nishaimwona mali anakaa tu familia ni dem tu fulani nishaiona church. Simjui, najua tu anaitwa Gathoni. Namjua tu, unajua Gathoshaje?
Gathoni tu show ni nani? Kwanza vile umekuja na sheria zako.
Wewe ni nani? Wewe ni wakina nani? Umetoka wapi?
Salimo. Mtaka jibu gani?
Zote.
Mimi ni Gathoni, naitwa Gathoni Maina.
Sema ya kwanza, sema majina zako kwa ID ni nini?
You're my friend. My friends call me Gathoni. That's all.
What about the others?
They call me those names when I am with them. I am with you, you call me Gathoni.
She's called Margaret Gathoni. Na itaandikwa hapa chini. Jua nakata kusema sasa tutapost.
Margaret Gathoni Maina.
Margaret is my work Gathoni Maina. My friends and my family call me Gathoni.
Gadosh.
Yeah, Gadosh. Only Bapu calls me Gadosh. And Benja calls me Dhoni. Kwanza najua tapenda hii episode. Yeah. But yeah, I know both of you from church. Mimi ni wa Kahawa West. Most recently Kahawa West Baptist Church. Yeah. Until she abandoned.
What happened?
For greener pastures. Tell us
what happened?
What happened? What made you transition?
Mimi nilibebo. Sikuwa nataka baby. Mnaona sijui kama mmeona hiyo video nililia maze kwa by fire by force.
Oh yeah. No, what she's meaning is if you do not know her, she got married. She's a Mrs. now. I think mnaweza unapeta sije kama tunaweza zoom muone. Kidogo kuna magoro zimejaa tu hapa. She's taken. She's married alafu akatuacha tu hivyo. Kanisa someone we've known since
birth.
What? Umetulea by the way. Umetulea Gathoni ametulea. So we've known her for a while. Actually sing not sing you leave.
Ametulea. Hata hapo backstage nilikuwa namuuliza Gathoni, do you feel like our mom?
Yeah.
Cuz
umetuona sister.
Very many years by the way.
Very many. That transition was a bit it was so weird.
It was. I've been in Bapu all my life. I have my baptism. No, not my child dedication certificate from 3 months. Imagine.
Aww.
Yeah, Bapu all my life. So that's the hardest thing about that.
Lakini anakuja kututembelea.
chini ya maji
chini ya
Once
maji
in a
hata na kushow.
Okay.
She's very secretive but we love her.
tuko hapa
We miss
tumempata
man.
Yeah,
Ndio
yeah,
huyu leo.
Tumekumiss. Tumemtafuta kuna siku tuchome kuna siku alikuwa kuja tu record ude makatocha tu hiyo alisema tu sikuji
Well,
tunajua we know something happened lazima tu
I'm actually trying to remember what happened. When was that?
Saturday.
You
it was on a certain Saturday.
Even you guys don't know.
But we were
here I am.
tumekupata of importance
Yes,
is that you are
hiyo ndio
here.
maana.
Have you been acha tuongee juu hatujakuona na will have you been before we get into who Gathoni is now.
I've been well.
How's work?
Work is fine. It's the last quarter, so just the feeling.
Fatigue.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
We are really beat, and I actually don't take leave from work, so I'm quite beat. Can't wait for December. I was telling a
By
friend.
choice.
Mwezi mzima.
No, I can't. We work up to 15, and then I was telling a friend, it's a common friend, one of our common friends, is that this year there's no set free to look forward to. So I'm like, sijaambiwa na mtu, so
Hata Benja.
sikuji. Imagine.
What do you mean? No, that's a shocker.
Yeah.
Set free?
I don't think so. No.
It's going to be so different without you.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, set free. Set free is a program for high schoolers. High schoolers. We've both been through it. A lot of people on set have been through it, especially the ones who are from Baptist, and she was one of our counselors.
camp.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, hii itakuwa different. Hiyo imehit home.
How's family?
How's marriage?
Ati which one? No, saini which one?
Wow.
Maina ama
Also
Kinyanjui?
immediate family. Na he's now your immediate family.
Yeah,
you know?
Kama wedding yako tulizitoka.
Crazy.
Tulizitoka
Nini?
mbaya.
By the way, your
Tulidance.
wedding
Ati
was
nini hizo? Wewe.
Weka cassette, enda home.
Tulizitoka.
Kuzitoka ni kuzitoka.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
we
did. I actually
danced.
didn't dance as much.
Why?
We did.
We did it on your behalf.
We did.
We were
Thank
so
you, thank
excited
you.
for you.
That's what matters. That
Eh.
guys had fun. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed.
How has it been? It's been 9 months. 10 months.
So far so good. Nothing.
Nothing. It's
Imagine.
normal. Imekuwa tu kawaida.
Imekuwa tu kawaida. Pretty
thank
much.
We thank
I don't have anything to complain about. I always say it's like a graduation. You work so hard for so many years. You look forward to graduation day, and then the day after you're like, I'm still the
Okay,
same
so-
person. Like,
And then?
I just have a degree, but I'm still the same person. So
Yeah.
nothing, no major change apart from the church bit. But yeah, I've been okay. He's okay. I thank God.
Msalimie. Na tunajua utawatch. You have to watch. Please watch your wife. Please support. No, subscribe. Thanks.
Yeah, subscribe.
Subscribe
Wase
na
wa
account
job.
yako na ya familia.
Na wase wa job wote awape. Here's my wife.
Yeah, please make sure you do that. Thank you very much. Thank you
Yeah.
very much. So Gathoni, nakumbuka ulikuwa unatuuliza what we are here to talk about.
Yeah.
So we are here to get to know Gathoni.
Okay.
Unajua tunakujua tu kama Gathoni set free, Gathoni
Yeah.
Bapo.
Yeah.
We know you're a lawyer, but we do not personally do not know. Tunajua umesema wewe ni Baptist, you've been in Baptist for the longest time, but we do not know how you've grown up or where you've grown up, your salvation story. We do not know. Juu tumemeet church pekee, we do not know who. Okay, not who or where, but what your work entails. We only know wewe ni wakili, and we respect that very much. You're a smart girl. But now we want to get into
Espionage.
details. You get you're free to share anything. Tell us anything that you want to share with us. Anything you do not have to share, you don't have to say.
I will.
We
plead
will
the
not.
fifth.
We will please do plead the fifth. Itaeleweka.
Yeah.
So we will not cross any boundaries that you do not want us to
Sure.
cross. So we are here to chat. Kuongea tumoshene yapa. We know we can talk. We can talk hadi kesho.
When wa team gani futa?
Ay,
None of them. None.
serious.
What is that to talk
And
about
I
then?
do.
There's nothing to talk about.
Guys, about you kidogo.
I have no idea. I don't watch football.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Sawa, tuanzie. Gathoni.
Yeah.
Where did Gathoni grow up? Okay. Take us from the beginning.
From
In
3 months
in
dedication.
the
beginning.
beginning.
Born and bred in Car West. I grew up in Estate. I was born in S2. Unakumbuka place actually right opposite the church is Mama Liza, who used to buy chipo. Probably as guys were kids. You guys,
We were
I don't know whether you
non-existent.
you don't think you know
We were
Mama Liza.
non-existent.
So Mama Liza was our neighbor. So we grew up in a store hapo to just be something right opposite the church. Way back, many moons ago. So yeah, born and bred in West all my life. I think we moved to Juakali now across the road, Bima Road, when I was 5.
She was my neighbor.
Yeah, kinda 5, and then that's where we lived until COVID, when my mom now moved to that other side. Yeah.
Okay. School. Umesomea wapi?
Nimesomea wapi?
Watu wengi hapa wamesomea Baptist.
Yeah, by the way. Funny enough, when Bapo, I remember my friends kina Shiro wa daktari, they went to Bapo, but I went to Green Cottage. I went to baby class and nursery in Green Cottage. I think my dad must have died when I was in nursery because I skipped pre-unit and went straight to class 1 at Kahawa.
Okay. Kahawa Primary.
Yeah.
Even Mike.
I went to come.
Oh wow.
Yeah, most people went to Kahawa.
Even our previous guest. Shida uko film episodes million one day. Okay, even our previous guest went to the same
to Kahawa. Yeah, went to Kahawa. With a lot of people, a lot of parents now. The teachers were the women in church. Then that was up to class 3. Then I went to Ruaraka, where I studied up to class 8.
Ruaraka
Academy.
Stop.
Miss
Mboya. Wow, Miss Mboya. Sorry, I also studied at Ruaraka.
Oh yeah.
At some point.
I think she was
baby class nursery pre-unit and class 1. Interesting. I didn't know that. No, ndio maana tunawaleta hapa. We have something in common, at least apart from church. And then ulizunguka mashule?
No, that was it.
Ruaraka hadi class 8.
Ruaraka hadi class 8.
And then high school?
I went to Pangani Girls. Yeah.
Kwa debate club Pangani Girls. Hiyo ndio inajulikana na.
No, Pango nilifanya music, German club, because we had a lot of competitions za German.
So unaweza ongea Kijerumani kidogo?
I used to, like maybe the first year after high school. Now
atamekusio Daikoni.
All I remember is Guten Tag now. And I actually got an A in German, but I can't remember it.
Useme Germany tuwezi jua. No, like she's Gathoni, so I mean unaweza kuulikuwa huko. It's you, I mean.
We can just
anaweza sema Germany.
Whatever you say goes.
Yeah.
Ni wewe uko hapo. Unajua actually a lot of people I know when you walisoma hizo languages in high school. Okay, my friends when you walisoma German, French, they don't speak it. They're like mimi nilichagua ndo sijui nisifanye course unit
pretty much at
university imeniingia kwa akili sana. Ndo nisifanye subject sijui gani.
You guys are still in school. Sio kusema university.
Wow, nitamaliza tu ipo siku. So Gathoni we know you're saved.
Yeah.
I know you're saved. Yeah. At what point did you get saved? Uliokokea at what age?
6 years. When I was in Kahawa.
Ulikuwa unajijua that 6 years. Ulikuwa unajua what decision.
Unajua nini na. Nyinyi mnanijua mimi ni msee nilikuwa na at that time nilikuwa najijua. I got born again in class, was it 1?
6 years in class 1.
I was 6.
Ulikuwa unajua salvation ni nini?
At Kahawa Primary, actually in school.
How did it happen? Ebu tell us.
It was like a crusade or an assembly kind of thing. And they were preaching, and I still remember that lady. Her name was Mrs. Mutua. She was the head teacher, and she was the one preaching. I think it was a parade. Yeah, but also growing up in a Christian home and church every single Sunday until you're 6, you know there's something. And I truly believe that it's not, when God saves, it's not about the age.
Yeah.
Because when I pray for CBNers or even other people, their minds are young, but they're very much able to comprehend the love of God and to comprehend. Maybe at first it starts as morality, what is right and wrong, but once you realize that all these things are anchored in the word, then it's possible for someone to get born again that young. Miaka mingi. Imagine.
Hey, 6 is young. 6 I don't even think nakwambia mimi nilikuwa tu Sunday school and that's it.
Class
Juu lazima ungeenda Sunday school coming also from a home where Sunday school lazima muende. Hata mimi nimelelewa Baptist, so I understand. That's interesting. Aya, so uliokoka class 6. At age 6.
Yes,
class 1. Wow.
Imagine.
Ukaenda Pango.
Yeah.
Still holding on to the faith.
Yes.
Were you participating in any? Ulikuwa CU? Ulikuwa cheerleader?
I was a CU leader. And I think nilikuwa intercessory. Actually, if anything, those 4 years were very fundamental to my faith. Yeah, the prayers, the singing, the word. And it's not because of KCSE, but they were very, very fundamental to my faith. We had a strong we had a strong CU, a very, very strong CU. And most people, I always say, those 4 years in high school are make or break it. Academically, financially, friends-wise, with God, it's a make or break it. So, for me, luckily, I was able to hold on to the faith.
You see, Ametaja singing, and then I just remember by day she sings. A girl can sing. She's a really good musician. She's umesha join praise and worship yo.
Am I really?
Yo kanisa ingine.
Anakuwa
humble. Nini relax acha tukusifu. Did you join praise and worship? Umesha join?
Actually, I'm singing tomorrow ata.
Oh, tomorrow.
Imagine.
Tomorrow on Friday.
Oh.
It looks like a weekend. We are filming this on a public holiday, so you can actually understand her. It looks like Sunday. A weekend already.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. She sings. Mi najua naimbaga vizuri sana. She sings well. Sasa let's get into now your journey as an adult. All the time you're still a young girl trying to figure things out. So let's get into uni where life actually begins. Independence.
Grow up ulikuwa unasema when I grow up I want to be a lawyer. Nini.
Not at all.
Kama ulikuwa uko daktari.
Yep. That was my dream to be a doctor.
Sio ndo kosa alienda kufanya sijui.
Hebu tuambie.
Hebu tuanze. Unajua si tu. Let's get into it. What happened? Okay, after umemaliza
high school.
Uliingia uni wapi?
After nimemaliza high school, I was like, this is the ghetto. Like, why am I here? First of all, actually, funny enough, I was called to do law at Moi University. I was like, no, ma'am, Miss India Eldoret, meaning mtoto wa Nairobi. So I was like, no. I had a cousin who lived in the US, so I applied to a school in the US and I went. And I wanted to do medicine. And medicine in the US is a second degree. Medicine, law, a few of the what they consider top tier. So I had to start.
What do you mean by second degree?
You have to do a degree, graduate, then now come do medicine.
Oh
yes.
Oh, is even
it's a second degree. Even law, you have to have a first degree then.
In anything else?
Yes, whatever you want.
Why?
In the US
commitment unaweza soma?
Yeah, just to kind of reduce the numbers, I guess. Pia.
Hey.
Yeah.
That's challenging.
In the US peke?
In the US peke. Yeah, because the UK is we follow Commonwealth, so UK it's a first degree. Maybe the other countries I don't know. But yeah, specifically in the US it's a second degree. So I was going to there to do med as a second degree. So I think at them like everybody's doing nursing.
So it was a first degree?
So I'm getting there.
Oh, okay.
Everybody was doing nursing. Me, I was like, I really don't feel like doing nursing. So I picked biochem. So I did biochem.
Unachagua course.
Hiyo ni choice tu ulichagua
tu niko.
Well, that specific school haikuwa na mingi like, and then they tell you, most people will tell you do something that's related, don't go do education then come do, of course you can, but at least, and the reason why most people start with nursing is you get into the field, the medical field slowly and then now progress. So I did biochem, but by the time I was like 2 years in, I was like, I don't think this is where I want to be. I don't think this is what I want to do. And I knew I wanted to come back. Secondly, the state that I was in, there was only one medical school in the whole state. And the state is like a country. First priority.
So where were you? Which state?
Oklahoma. Some place called Oklahoma.
Ohio.
Wow.
Oklahoma.
Ikwangia Ohio, Oklahoma, maiko tofauti.
Those are two different states.
Yeah.
And the university is University of Oklahoma?
Yeah, that's the only one that had
med.
that was teaching med. So the only choice was to go to Texas, where there are more universities which are willing to take international students. And by that time, I was like, you know what? I wish someone had told me all these things. And
like you're struggling.
The separation.
So at this point, you're Ukiishi, Oklahoma. You're living with your cousin.
Yes. When you first get there, you have to live with someone. But soon enough,
independent.
You have to. You don't have a choice. I was paying my own school fees, so you have to.
So you're also working?
Yes, you have to work. You have to own a house. You have to own a car. Me, I suffered. I was like, what is this?
And how old were you at this point?
I went when I was 18. 17 or 18, I remember. Yeah.
Wow.
The year after because I finished when I was 17, yeah.
So 18. 18 in a new country?
Yeah.
Knowing one person?
Yeah. But then the Kenyan community is quite cohesive there. It's a large community in any place you go. But it wasn't for me. I was just like, what is this? Two shifts are 16 hours. You have to work and go to class and find time to go to church and find time because the well-established guys are now driving big cars. They're living in houses. Everyone is living in a rental, but now they're living in houses.
In bigger houses.
Yeah, and they meet for barbecues and you're suffering. You're suffering working at McDonald's and cleaning shows and working at supermarkets and stuff. So by second year I was just like, nah. And my mom, lucky love, she was like, your letter is still here, you want to come back, you come back. So I was like, I'm coming. Exactly. I was like, I'm coming back. So the last 2 years I worked just so I could come back. Like I wasn't working at now to have a life there, because a lot of people work to have a life there. You work so you can get a bigger house, a bigger car. Me, I was working 16 hours for 7 days just so I can afford to now come back. Because now coming back to Kenya, I came back to Para. Gava is like, and then I didn't even go to Moi. I came back to UN, so I needed to have money. So I worked for 2 years.
So Ulika, US how long?
4 years.
The first 2 years, absolute separation. You're like
suffering. Yeah.
The next phase is like, I have a goal. The goal is to not come back.
I tell you, when you're focused, there's nothing you can't do. I was so focused on coming back. And then I had a figure in mind. So I would work. I would get tips. I used to work as a server at restaurants. So I'd take those weekends where Jungus won't, and then you perpetuate that story of poor African.
You take advantage, you take it and run with it.
Get tips, and so once I had made enough, I was like, yeah, I'm coming. And I remember I came like August, like on a Thursday, and Monday I was in class.
Hata hukungoja jet lag kidogo.
I was like, nope, I have a goal. And then now remember, I'm 4 years behind the rest of my classmates. What felt like 4 years behind. So I was in class by Monday.
You see, a lot
doing low.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doing low. Went back to low. Let me tell you. Hii maisha inaweza kuonyesha vitu. Watu wanaendaga. Najua Larry saizi akaenda coast. Akifika pale mtoto ambaye accent ina change na kwa tu shikao. Maraba naomba maji. You get the accent. Did you start talking like
you can.
You have to
you have to. That's the thing, you have to. But also the Kenyan communities there, as I said, was quite large. I still have friends up to date who we speak in Kyuk. Like we would speak in Kyuk there. Okay. We're speaking in Kyuk now, and they've lived there for like 20 years. So it's also a choice. A lot of people, it's fake.
So it's only fake when you're with the Americans. Yes. But when you go back
because the problem is they can't hear what you're saying. Yeah. Well, even when you say nursing, as Kenyans we say nursing.
It's nothing.
Nursing. Akuna ar. Jungu, they're like nothing. Is that nothing or what is that? Nothing. So you have to say nursing. So that I'm a nurse, so that they get what you... So, if you're talking to them in a BD sometimes...
Nursing.
Yeah, it's a nurse.
Anyway. Hi. Yeah. We know we have international viewers. We don't hate you, but...
No, yeah, just be proud of where you come from. Let them
just speak. Bracelet. Ulikuwa na bracelet huko?
Uzalendo.
I don't think so.
Ujaiva? Okay. Nimeona basi okay tuko tu.
So Silas, producer wetu ako na mbili.
Anipatie bongo.
Ako na mbili, ako na mikono zote.
I don't think I've ever had one.
Really? Atukienda huko. Interesting. So what made you decide to not do low?
To do low.
Nini uliona kwa low huko?
I think safaration ya huko mazi. the racism, it was bad. Bad. Yeah.
So ulifanya biochem?
Yeah.
4 years.
Yeah.
Then came back and did
law. Yeah, because I was like, if I'm coming back, and not to say that
some of these... umetaka medicine sana. Sasa ndo devote maisha ya kufanya biochem. And then now like...
biochem ulimaliza?
Yeah.
And you graduated?
Yeah.
Zimeandikwa Gathoni?
Yeah. But sasa
ningechukua hizo papers ndio.
Mwandike Lawrence.
Ndio.
It's a marketable course, but it just wasn't my path. I was like,
au kufikiria kukuja nayo huko.
Tunge kama utengeneze maji, utengeneze wase maji ya kunywa.
You can even now
Gathoni Springs.
Umetoka kwa mlima.
Yeah. No, I don't know. By second year I knew I wanted to do law. When I was there I was just like
Jani unapenda kubishana?
Something has
hapa
to
tumebishana na yeye hapa.
For sure napenda kubishana, but
by the way let me tell you.
Maybe inakujanga.
Let's her tell us. Acha tuambie.
Arguing with Gathoni is stress. Unaweza anza kuongea na Gathoni ashaanza kukuuliza maswali zingine uko I just wanted a conversation bro.
Hata hapa backstage
I just wanted a conversation. Like no, why are we getting into facts? Si tuongee tu.
But we have to set the record straight.
Anyway, ukipata na mtu emotional, una kamna logic, yana kamna emotions.
Tunachana tunae.
Like you're not on
professionally ama sasa as Gathoni ama as a lawyer.
Both ways.
You know, professionally you have to really let go of your personality sometimes. Of your
emotions.
Yeah, emotions or what you want. There's a greater goal. Because Lawrence, if you're being emotional and I still want to get something out of you, I'll find a way of...
You will still push it.
And then I'll stoop to your emotions or whatever just to get it.
Alafu, just I mean celebrity. Huko nje wananijua kama Larry.
Lawrence.
Hata na Lawrence.
Who's Lawrence on this
side? Mimi star huko superstar.
Superstar. Hey jamani.
Wananijua kama Larry.
So niulize, when umetoka US, you've from Texas now.
Oklahoma.
Oh, kwenda Texas tena? Oh, I thought you moved. Okay. So from Oklahoma you came back. Did you still have the same friends? Were you keeping in touch with friends from Uku?
I was kinda. I've always had older friends. Funny enough. So by the time I was leaving, my friends walikuwa worship team. The older ones. So because I was in worship team before I left, so some of them moved out of the country. Gish, Triza, Emsu. I know really old.
What?
Yeah, those are my friends. Funny enough, and actually from Bapo, the only person who I ever graduated with the same year, there's only one person to graduate na in our ex-can. Ilikuwa inaitwa ex-can.
No, it's the phonics sasa.
Yes, ex-can. There was only one person remains now in church. The others kind of left. But coming back, I found a fantastic community.
New bunch of people.
Yes, in older, but we were called Cloud.
Oh,
yeah, so I found
that's a fellowship.
I found a fellowship of really, really fantastic people.
Yeah, that's
nice. Like your first guest, was she first or second? Debs.
Oh, yeah. They're best friends. They're besties. So that's my best friend.
That's my best friend.
That's my best friend. Hapo ndo mlipatania na Debs.
Yeah, Debs wasn't there before I left, so I found her. She had come back between me.
I didn't smile when I amesema like your second. Oh,
yeah,
she was so sweet.
Yeah, Debs and the rest, Kinanji, Karo. Yeah.
Okay. So umeingia shule straight into UON.
Yes.
Sasa mama yako alikwambia nini? Kutoka US alafu ukuje ufanye hilo. Was she supportive?
Umerudi.
Umerudi.
She was so happy. Actually, she was happy.
Was she against you going to the US to do medicine?
Not at all. But I think she also realized the separation in between, and she was like, you know what? You come. Like you can't always be calling your child and they're like, I'm so tired. I'm from a shift. I need to go to another shift. I need to make more money so that I can pay for school.
It's 19.
Yeah. So she was like, you know what? Just come back. And also, one of my biggest fears was dying there. And then your parent has to, come. You have to be brought in. So when I came back, she was happy. Like, You imagine you've not seen someone.
4 years.
Yeah, 4 years siko nimerudi. Ninatoa pesa wapi Tracy? Siko nimerudi.
Yeah, ticket ni expensive.
They are quite expensive. Yeah, very, very expensive. And then I'd rather send money, which is what a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Like, I have what that $1,000. I'd rather send it back home than buy a ticket. Yeah.
Juu tena ukinunua ticket lazima ukuje. Hauwezi kuja mikono bitu.
Hey,
a lot of people have expectations.
US kuna pesa.
People have expectations about people who live in the US. Lazima ukuje na suitcases zimejaa nguo and I don't know what.
Na pesa.
So when you calculate all of that,
and you see there's a difference between being an international student and the guys who have PR, they are permanent residents. Because I used to have a friend who would come every year. And I'd send her because she had your green card. So even when she's studying, she pays like an American, which is almost nothing. You're working to pay school fees. She's working like
for herself.
Her school fees is almost nil. Yeah, because she's considered an American. So you send such people. Their people are friendly. They'll bring you stuff.
So now you've joined UN.
Yep.
This guy is still very young girl.
Was I?
Very.
I was old.
23.
I was older than
Larry. Ulirudi at 23. 22, 23. You've come back. You've done law. You've started doing law.
Yeah.
You are like, finally. Finally something I want.
Yeah.
First day of class.
It was tough.
Will you attend?
I did. I'm a good student. Anyway, focused.
Disciplined.
Christiana inanga week 3, week 2.
Si lakini mwanangu ana watch tumwambie ninaendaga week 1 but si uongo. Hata mimi ninajua week 1 na week 2 hakuna.
The thing is, I don't like being in a position of not knowing. So like for me first sem, I was every day all day. Why? Because it makes me anxious when I don't know stuff. So this is something totally new for me. And then I was an evening student because there's no para during, was there para? Kwa na para class ya para during the day? I think, maybe, hata sikumbuki. But yeah, I was an evening student, so you can't not go. Unaenda wapi, unasema uko wapi. Telling your mother umeenda wapi. So yeah, I did school very, very religiously.
So ulikuwa uko Paki ama main?
Parklands, no. School of Law iko Parklands.
Unajua ulisema what kuna statement ulisema a few very many sentences ago. Ukisema what you felt like you were 4 years behind. I can imagine everyone, what majority of the people ulimaliza form 4 now. But then unarudi wamegraduate. Wako job. Wewe ndio tena unaanza zero. Unaanza scratch. How did that feel like?
Terrible. And I think that's what kept me in the books because you're like,
and you're not relatable anymore.
You're not. And you also don't have, actually the only friends I had were church friends. Because you see, church is another common ground. The ones you had in high school, I lost touch with a lot of my high school friends during the 4 years. They got pregnant, they got married, they got jobs, they graduated, they moved out of Nairobi. So I didn't even have much to do by this. So I just studied. I studied.
So studied church.
Yeah.
Kanisa.
Yeah, nikazama kwa kanisa.
Church girl. Typical church.
That's why I found these 2 babies.
which is
nice.
Which is nice.
Well, how old were you guys back then?
Hey.
Babies.
You were just joining CBN.
Gathoni ni mtiaji. Anashinda kituambia tuingie CBN.
Kwanza set free camp. Nakwambia mimi watu wawili nilikuwa nasikia naenda kulala nao kwa room moja ama hata room karibu. Ni Gathoni and them.
Unasikia tu.
Because you know, kwanza zile siku za morning run.
Look at you now.
Wakisema ni 5, you can't sleep for another 5 minutes. Kama uko kwa room ya Gathoni, you know for sure you'll be awake at 5. Na Nila anakujanga anakuambia wewe amka. Or she bangs that Gathoni used to bang at your door. Like
5 is 5.
Wake up. 5 a.m.
discipline.
Na Debs.
Hata Sunday tulikuwa tunaona Gathoni utasema ndio Gathoni.
Aketi nyuma yenu yukaambia shock mnakuwa tu kama zombie.
Na mbele hata mkiongea unanatoa kila saa anaangalia tu nyuma.
Jicho inarushwa uko tu cheki. Why you
relax madam.
Tough love.
Why are you but she's also one of the sweetest people I know, honestly.
What I've come to know, I don't have children, but especially with my love for teenagers, you have to be loving and harsh at the same time.
True.
You can't afford to be one or the other. You can't be easy on kids, especially teenagers.
True.
You cannot be easy.
Very...
But they need to know that you love them. But you have to be harsh with teenagers.
Because in the fragile ages.
Yeah. And formative ages. You let a kid know they can make noise in church. They'll make noise for the rest of their lives in church. You know. Or just stroll, going to...
Like, instead of going for Bible study, unazurura. Why? And
take things seriously, because then that becomes your character. That I take things seriously. I don't drag my feet. I don't slap my tea like that. If you don't learn these things when you're young, then... people look at you badly.
Hata kwenye yogurt hiyo ya mwisho ufanyange na straw kwetu ungejaribu. Let's get two slippers from
that's shameless. That's your mom now.
Yeah, of course.
That's very shameless.
You have to be tough. You have to be tough.
Aya. Umefanya 4 years. We know uni law is 4 years.
Yes.
And then you do
KSL.
Yes.
KSL 1 year.
Yes.
And then
pupillage, what they call pupillage or internship for 6 months. Then you get admitted, and then now you can
start practicing.
Practice whatever you want.
So you did, or you've done all of that?
Yes.
I
was focused, my friend.
You were admitted to the bar.
I was admitted to
the bar. You are an advocate of the High Court. Advocate. Gathoni Maina. Gathoni wa Maina. And ulikuna feel pressure ya keep up na mabeshte wako? Like manze 4 years.
Yeah, because soon after, like within 2 years, I ran out of money. I was like, oh my god, all the money I came with, push.
Oh, ulikuna jilipia?
Yeah, I came up, yes.
Oh,
I paid for myself. I paid for myself from UN to KSL to masters. I paid.
Wow.
So like, oh my goodness. So that's how I had to get a job. I remember my first job was at a law firm. I was getting paid 500 shillings a day. Oh Lord.
500. Lakini fare hiyo time ilikuanga 30 bob kwenda town.
Seems hivyo.
I maybe so
100 bob.
Yeah, cuz 70 maybe, because then the earlier you go the cheaper you pay.
Yeah,
but your 500 ikunisha tu before by credit.
Ulipata job at a law firm without even a degree. What were you doing?
Lord.
What was your role?
You learn, but lawyers will take anyone as long as you're kind of getting what they're saying. You type, you file, you run errands.
So it's like a paralegal. I've heard of that term somewhere. Nikki watch Suits.
Yes.
So it's a paralegal.
Gathoni ndo alinisainia nini yangu ya help.
Oh yeah, I remember baby.
Mama kaniambia mtumia hata 500.
Nitumia.
Yes, tulipea punch.
Ai Lorenzo
alikubaya lunch.
Ilikuja na jina ya Mary Wanjiko.
But that was much later. I think for me to stamp lazima ikwe ni recently.
Ulinistampia 2020.
Yeah, hiyo ni
ama 2021 sikumbuki.
2020 ulingia 2020. Mimi nakukumbusha venye ulingia shule.
Hiyo ni juzi hata. But yeah.
So ulipata job aje? How ulipata connection? Lecturer wako alikupenda akakwambia I know an office where they can employ you.
How did I get that job by the way? I know that man. He used to live in West. He's a lawyer. But how did I can't remember how I got the job.
You can?
I actually cannot.
Grace ya God. Ni grace ya God.
Ujaipe na story yako ever anywhere? Ushai kwa platform kama hii?
I've done a podcast, but it was on what? It was actually questions about God, about the nature of God. It wasn't on personal. How did I meet that man?
Ilikuwa utaua the podcast.
I forget, but yeah, I got a job.
You got a job and that's how you were. How this is 500 bob per day unalipa je school fees now?
See, school fees now you have fare, you have credit, you have lunch. Yeah, you can buy notes. You have to buy notes.
Buy notes
school.
for?
In school.
What do you mean?
Kwani nyinyi mmesomea wapi? You don't buy notes and notebooks and question papers? Ama mko focused?
No, you just access them through
digitization.
Portal ya shule.
Oops, my bad. Yeah.
Hey, what do you mean notes by? And then now you have uko na hiyo pressure ya keep up, trying to like I have to get this right.
Yeah, but the thing pia, sometimes I think about Paul when I say this, that I know what it is to have. When I was there, you could have anything you want. As long as you worked, you could have anything you want. So the money was there. And then now, coming back here, I know what it is to lack. So everything, I'm just content.
Yeah.
So it never got to a point where I felt like I was running after money or trying to catch up with other people. Because again, my only group of friends at that time, now apart from making the lawyer friends slowly, were my church friends. So who are
mko on the same level.
Yeah, mko in the same level, hakuna kushindana. And pia there's a higher calling when you're a believer. That contentment is quite there when you're a believer. So apart from now the lawyer friends or guys in school, I didn't feel much of strain at now you really have to work. And naturally mimi as a person sipendi pesa sana. I just sipendi pesa sana, like
funny.
Yeah, I see it as a means to do something. You do it sawa.
Convenience.
Yeah.
But do you live large when you upendi pesa sana? Una living large?
No.
Like,
No.
Atu unaweza bwana. She's a very
Aki, by the way, I don't
she's
live
a
large.
simple girl.
by the way, it was so simple.
I tried, but also because I worry about the future. I'm like, what will happen if next week I'm fired? What will happen if I get cancer? What will happen if you know? So, and Debs will tell you this as well, because she's now on an extreme level. I invest and save a lot of my cash. So I've never been that person of now we are competing nini. And then I think just the grace of God, slowly by slowly you get a job here, you move from here, you move to another job, and
so this paralegal job. So this paralegal job was your day job, and then
Yes.
evening class.
Actually, I think hata hiyo ilikuwa during one of those breaks, first year. The first year, the break between
the long holiday.
the long holiday.
Yeah,
that was my first job. And then
first year, yani umerudi tu na ukapata kazi.
Remember, I'm old. I'm 4 years older than these classmates of mine.
That was me when I joined now shule.
You're 4 years older than your classmates.
High school.
Yeah, so hauna time.
Wewe uko nilimaliza shule ukikuwa form 1. Nilimaliza shule wakikuwa form 1. So it's I can understand.
Yeah.
So walikuwa kama big sister. Mlikuwa wengi kwa class. I can imagine you when
the evening one, the good thing actually I think I started day and then I moved to evening. Because the evening one, the good thing is that you can, I mean, the people who are there were also older. There were 50-year-olds who were in their second degree, their second careers. There was a guy, was that masters? There was a guy who was actually a doctor, real medical doctor in the army or something. And then now he wanted to do law. So the evening class, that's the only good thing about it, that it's not just the young ones, but also the older ones were Shule ya Gumbaru. So that made it
Shule ya Gumbaru.
Ni Shule ya Gumbaru, yeah. Shule ya Gumbaru.
Okay. Okay.
Sasa hivi kwenye uko umewai think about kurudi States?
Nah.
Makuenda hata si kurudi kwenda kuishi, just going there
to visit,
to work even.
To work.
Afu unarudi.
Let me tell you, Lawrence.
Tell me.
Hey.
Lawrence.
Larry.
Sasa nani unitalau Johan Mwende.
Lau sounds like Laura.
Ndanga lau.
Hey, me hapana.
Wacha ukae Kenya.
Yeah.
You can make money. Hata mimi I'm a strong believer in I can make money in my country.
But also I also really believe that everyone's path is different.
It is.
Mine is just far much better here. Let me tell you, Larry, you'd have money. Uko States uko na pesa, but you're working. So guys are like, tumeenda barbecue or we are going for swimming. You can't.
Because you
have the money,
job.
but uko job. Uko na shift.
If I don't work, I don't have the money.
Yes, because the only people who got real jobs 8 to 5 are real professionals. Because even nurses, they do shifts. The American economy is a 24-hour economy. So everything is shift. At a McDonald's, it's 24 hours. So 3 shifts, 8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours. So you can have the money for it and not, but the liberty, the freedom that we enjoy here in Kenya. Ati Friday ikifika ni hivyo nimefunga, I'm like, do say see you on Monday. There's nothing like that in Maju.
Every day is a Monday.
Every day is every single day. So whether it's a holiday, even on Christmas Day, I worked on Christmas, Thanksgiving, big holidays. But you have to work because that freedom of just,
and no one told you
no, that I can do what I want. And then the there's something, and there's an independence in people who look like you, who talk like you, who feel like you, who think like you, and it's not there. There you feel I'm foreign, like I'm just a foreigner.
Hata kuna discrimination,
a lot of
racism.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
And saa zingine people may not even discriminate against you, but you feel you're just a fish out of water. You can feel it. You may even be in church, but you know that, yeah. So it's not for me, and a lot of people it's for them. Maybe it also depends.
Kuna watu wame thrive.
I'm sure.
Very many. Kuna wase wengi sana wame thrive.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Sasa umemaliza fourth year. Ukimaliza fourth year, you said this is a job you got at first year. When ulipata hiyo break, uliendelea nayo kabisa?
No, I actually worked there for only during the break, and then one of my very good friends, she was a year ahead of me in high school. She used to work at Gava at that time. She got me a gig to work at Gava. I know, it's the Lord. For how much? Another 500 shillings a day. Got to casuals. But
casual workers.
I was a casual in the legal office.
Yeah.
That was one of the best jobs I've ever had.
What was your duty? What was your responsibility? What was
anything
your
legal. Me, I was like, I will do anything from drafting to going to court. And Saizo, I'm a second year student, so I got exposed to everything.
Yeah.
Everything you can imagine. And then now in Gava, actually that was the best job I've ever had. That's the job
and
where...
and your bosses are listening to you.
Who? It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. Why? Because, and I say this to date without any fear of contradiction. I worked under the ministry, a department under the Ministry of Agriculture, and we worked for people. Right now, I work for someone to make money, in a private sector. But when I worked for people, I felt so much satisfaction.
And by people, you mean
farmers?
Wenyeji.
Yes.
Oh,
so we were making the
monaishi.
laws in the coffee industry, the tea industry, the nini. Like I felt like I was working for people, for a greater good than just working to put money in my pocket. So yeah, I worked at that job for how long? Actually, until I graduated. I think I was still there when I graduated. So like maybe 2-3 years.
And then KSL. Mnaendaga kufanya nini KSL?
Kenya School of Law tunaendanga kusoma practice.
So like a major?
No.
Oh.
Campo you learn the law as it is theory. But Kenya School of Law teaches practice of law, and especially in court. So V2 as basic, there's actually a course called trial advocacy, as basic as how to approach a judge, how to approach fellow lawyers, how to ask them, how to address them, why you should bow to the coat of arms, stuff like that.
Uko ndo mnaendaga kunini kuambiwa you call your fellow lawyers my learned friends.
Lawyer na judge mnaweza kuwa mabeshte.
Yeah.
Afu mbatane kwa kesi kunaendanga jamaa ubeshte mnaeka kando.
Haina, mnaeka kando.
Kabisa,
yona nao.
Your honor. Cheki Magi.
My lord, sir.
Wewe Magi.
Magi.
Wezi jipata. No. You can't. Can never.
So now, KSL practice of law.
Yeah.
Mnaendaga kumeja wapi? How is someone? How do you know that wewe me I want to become a criminal lawyer? How do you know? At
year.
What point? Oh,
by the way, by first year you should know.
It's
what
a
you
unit. Zinakwanga unit.
Yeah. Criminal law is a unit. Civil law is a unit. Property law is a unit. Everything is a unit.
Oh,
so you can imagine.
Getting to fourth year, you actually know.
Yeah, and every sem is like 6 units. Zinakwanga
6, 7. Depends
6, 7 times 3. You're 21 times 4 years. So by the time you're done with 4 years, you've done like 80 different types of laws.
Yeah.
So you should know. You should
narrow down.
Yeah. And again, with the help of the Holy Spirit, by first year I was like, this is not me. Going to court is not my thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mlikuwa mnafanya hizo zinaitwa
moot court. Yeah.
Moot court is
wewe nini uko na hii knowledge yote ni suits. Ama nashangaa
I have learned friends.
I
have learned friends.
Ninajua vitu
moja. Nashangaa unajua vitu mingi aje. Gathoni ushangai.
Amefanya nini? She's done her homework.
Yeah, I've done my homework. Plus I have friends who are lawyers. I actually do. Take some notes.
Nasikia tu vitu mnasema hapa na nashangaa.
Wow. So moot court ndo mnaendaga some moot court happens at KSL ama at uni.
moot courts
Public
were
schools mnakwanga na moot court.
public school. Kwani uko public school?
No, I'm not in public school.
A moot.
At least I can say that right now. I'm in private school. I'm in a private uni.
A moot is a replication of something. So you moot court, you replicate the court.
So you actually need to have defendants.
Nika debate club.
Oh.
So mnapewa something to debate over. You're given, your lecturer may give you a case. They're like,
clients.
you be the defense, you be the whatever, and then you be the judge. If or two, it's moot courts happen everywhere all the time.
No.
It's not anything big, but kuna Kenya, there's the bigger one, KMUN, Kenya moot court of the under the whatever. United Nations. No, under UN. Yeah, they take little lawyers to go and moot.
For real? And you're paid?
No. But some go internationally, by the way, because KMUN is Kenya. Then so there's the bigger UN moot.
Wow.
So some go and moot even internationally.
So what kind of law do you practice?
I corporate. Me mambo ya kwenda.
Uliona unity, ulifanya unity ya corporate law. You're like, this is it. I want to be
I want to
be a girl in my office.
Yeah, I want to
and not have to go to court. But you've been to court.
yes, you have to go to court.
Not even a job. You've been to court to present a client.
No. No, I knew, but I think also the job at Gava is what really made me settle into corporate law. Because I realized you don't have to go to court to practice law. There's a lot of law outside of court.
You know, sisi layman's anytime unasikia lawyer unajua tu ya wakotini huyo hatujui hizi mambo.
No, that's litigation is just a small branch of law, by the way, a very very small branch.
Haya.
Yeah.
Me ukiniuliza lawyer najua tu ya wakoti.
A lot of people think that it's just that litigation which is now going to court is where a lot of these factions of law meet because most people want to think that the only way tunaweza argue the law is in court. But as a corporate lawyer, my main mandate even today is to ensure we never go to court.
I have seen.
That's the mandate of any non-litigating lawyer. Never get to court.
The great Harvey Specter was doing that.
Oh Lord.
The great Harvey Specter alikuwa anapata client mnajaribu kusettle.
Yeah.
So if you don't settle nakwambia to see you in court. Like that, it sounds so bad.
Yeah.
Maana anajua leo nasikiza tu. Today I'm just listening. Remember the previous one?
Mimi
the Isuzu lady. Unda alikuwa tu anasikiza.
They were talking about cars. I'm like, what are you saying? Leo wacha ni shine. Wacha niongee.
Simnizime ima.
Unaweza toka kwa set. Anyway, so you've settled on corporate law. You've not ever practiced any other kind
you
of
have
law.
to in for you to pass your pupillage the 6 months after Kenya School of Law.
Okay, what's pupillage?
It's an internship. You're a pupil and a master. The master is an
advocate. You are due pupillage.
So a pupillage is the process of being a pupil and a master. A master is an advocate. I think when I over 3 years, anyone above 3 years can be a master, a pupil master. So basically, you're under an advocate and you go to court. You must go to court. So we went to court every single day.
Dealing with what kind of cases?
Whatever the law firm has.
Oh, whatever.
No, you're a pupil in a law firm.
Oh.
Most of them are 80% are law firms, but some go to government institutions where you have a very large number of litigation cases. So like county governments wanachukwanga pupils, judiciary takes pupils. Anywhere you're exposed to court processes, then you can be a pupil. But basically in Wamke, we make sure me diarize, you have filed, you have served, you have gone to court, gone to that place. What is it called? The registry to file documents. Okay. I'm so bad at court work. But yeah.
Niulize, mkikuwa admitted to the bar, mnavalisha ngwa.
Your wig.
What's that wig thing? What's that for? Is there a meaning to it?
Some colonization stuff.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah.
That's
Commonwealth, yeah. It has they were worn back then.
There's no deeper meaning to it. Even the black robe.
Yes, even the robes. And they're damn expensive to even hire. So, I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, you have to hire. so that you can be admitted.
Uko allowed kusema meanings za hizo vitu zenye mnafunzwa mkikuwa trial in court ya kubowed before? Now what's the resemblance of
for bowing to the coat of arms? To the coat of arms. It's like my mom jokes that when I sometimes, like, even in traffic, they're like, it's not so much respect to that person. The crown, it's the crown, it's the coat of arms. So even when we're buying, we're respecting the nation in the coat of arms. It's not so much the judge who's sitting in front of, it's the coat of arms in that. Unajua coat of arms.
Zile simba mbili. Nizo simba.
Yeah, like tunakwanga na two so the.
Nizo simba. I'm not wrong. I thought I was wrong. I thought you were laughing because I'm wrong.
No. So it's the coat of arms.
Social studies knowledge came in handy kidogo.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason.
Yeah.
Honoring the country.
Yes.
And calling the judge my
now.
lord.
Again, colonial stuff, but hey.
So boring. Yes, my lord. Kwanza kama ni mtu ninajua.
Your honor.
No.
Lady Justice.
You have to.
You have to.
What is the craziest thing you've seen in court in the few years or in the few months as in the pupillage? What is the craziest case you've come or the funniest that you've come across? One that is still in your.
That's many years ago. I remember children cases which are always done in camera, which to mean that they're not done in the open. So those are sad to watch, whether a child has been raped or whether it's a divorce case and they're arguing who will take the kid. So those stood out to me. And also murder cases, which are funny enough, the courtrooms are always, it's like a lot of people don't know that you can actually attend court, so they're always kind of empty.
I can go and sit in court and I have nothing to do with whatever is going on and listen to a court case.
Yes,
they're allowed
to the public. Yes.
Why? How?
Because they're open to the public. It's a public process.
I think itabidi.
When is the next hearing?
How do I know? I can just walk in Milimani Law Courts and sit down.
Yes.
Or hapa Kahawa Law Courts.
Tuko na
Kahawa, Kiambu, anywhere.
Serious? I did not know that.
Yeah, apart from the ones that zimeandikwa in camera, like the sensitive ones of children, but most of them, yes. 99.9% of cases, yes, unaingia.
Interesting. Imagine I'll make a point when sikuwa najua parliament. You know, I used to think parliament only allows students. Mimi nilikuja kujua even
the fear that a lot of people have you can walk anywhere.
Kumbe they respect us people. Sisi common
we
the people, we are very strong. Yeah, that's nice. Imagine I'd want to attend one because they look with the history I have watching your Jamaa Kamani. I always envision court looks something like that. A lot of circus. It looks a bit funny.
It depends on where. Like the Ushago, they have a lot of that. They even speak in vernacular.
It's allowed?
The person, if it's a defendant, they have to understand Kenya unamwambia. You have to understand what you've been accused of. So if you only hear Luya, we'll have to
go in Luya.
Translate for you to hear.
Does law evolve? Like kuna konga na changes?
Of course, every day. Every single day. Those are what we call bills. Mtazisikia in parliament under discussion.
Like the bill they want to introduce ya kuongeza presidential term.
Yes.
How do you unakipingi aje na hizo changes?
There's an online platform inaitwa Kenya Law Reports. So kuna bills.
Mnakuwa informed on which bills have been gazetted.
Every bill and on its stage. First reading, second reading, is it in Senate, is it in Parliament? There's Kenya Law Reports also has the Kenya Gazette. You know, government inakuwa na Kenya Gazette. Si gazeti. Gazette, yes.
Gazette.
Twice a week, every week. They're also online. The court dates, they're also online. All cases are online. That's why they're public.
All courts in the country have to. Oh wow.
They're all online.
Or live stream.
Live stream, especially now after Zoom, but like you can find a case. The case that you want is online. Ata case ya 19 wherever. After they digitized, everything is now online. So all the laws. So when you go click on a law, it will tell you if there's a bill under it and something like that. So that's the only way to keep up. And then now, of course, the more you are in practice, the more you're involved. So like if you're in agriculture, you know what laws are being passed or what bill is going through. I may not know the energy because maybe I'm not doing
You're
energy.
not in energy.
Yeah, so unless now from your circle of friends, then WhatsApp group.
Okay. Vile Trisian amesema about like anajua too low, anajua court setting kama hiyo jamaa kamani. Do you think hizo legal dramas on TVs are accurate?
I think so.
What's the biggest myth they promote?
In the movies, okay, movies make law look fancy, especially Suits.
Yeah.
Suits, the Pearsons.
The problem with, and you see now,
do you watch them?
I used to, yes. Now not so much. But also the problem is, most of them are American. We don't practice American law.
Also, it's different.
Yes, we practice Commonwealth law, which is the UK. So you're better off watching shows from UK or Canada or Australia. I don't know.
You don't know them? So kazi kwetu tujigugulie. Sawa.
Which legal shows from those countries. But the biggest myth about the law is that it is fast. It is not. And that's why I can't start
nonanga news ati sijui kesi ya 2001 saa hii ndio.
It is a very slow moving vehicle. Extremely slow. Yeah.
So, my mom hates lawyers. And if she's going to watch it, she will not attack me for saying it. She does not like lawyers because she says lawyers are corrupt. So you're a believer, you know you want to do law, and before you decide on corporate law, I think you've also heard of all of those things. I think my mom talks of, I wish I'd mention names, but there's this one very famous lawyer we know in Kenya. Anakwamba tu kesi ya mada ikihappen, he's there. CG corruption, he is there. Like my mom is always like, jamaa hananga msimamo. So navigating through law school or even having friends, I know you have friends who are practicing other kinds of law. Where is the boundary between your salvation and corporate law or law? Because even in your company, maybe I do not want to throw shade at who you work with. Do not fire her. These are my words, not hers. Kuna vitu zinaweza kuwa zina happen kwa kampuni, you're like, no, I believe God, this is not the right thing to do, or what happens? Because you're a believer. There are things you do not stand for. Corruption for one. Yeah. So where's the line? What do you do in such situations? And if you have friends who are criminal lawyers and maybe you want to represent criminals, how are you handling?
And clearly sema case kama unajua yenye umsendo alikomiti crime. But niko job unasema tu niko job lazima ni defend umse.
Kuna mboka alafu kuna face ama kuna what? Mboka face.
Alafu
mboka ni kazi.
Nini hizo maswali mbili?
Yeah.
Sema umse mwenye amecommit crime anakujanga na kushow by the mimi ndo nilimada sasa kikupea hizo do these people like give you things to read ndo ujue about the case nini wewe unangi court also litigation wanakwanga na like documentation ya kusoma ujue umse yako hivi this happened ndio akienda kwa koti because unasemanga I will not speak without my lawyer. Sasa si lawyer maybe anajua more of this than
I'll not speak without my lawyer.
Okay, let me start with yours. So first, yes, your client must always tell you the truth. You advise them to tell you the truth because the best way for me to defend you, and it's not just law, in life, like ukikuja uniambie kitu imefanyika, niko like just tell me the truth so that you know how to handle it.
I'll know how to handle it.
Yes. So it's best that the person tells you the truth. If they don't, now that's up to, it becomes a difficult case. Yeah. In terms of documents, I don't know kama you mean the document of how the crime occurred, if it's a crime. Because you see, like if it's a land matter, you must bring me the title, you must bring me the agreement, do you have proof of payment? So those are the documents that you get from the client. And then now you as the lawyer, the research. Litigation has a lot of research. You have to go into the law. If it's a land matter, what does the Land Act say? What does the Land Registration Act say? What have courts determined in the past? What we call precedents. So even if it's a criminal matter, what is the penal code saying? What are all these acts and the laws of Kenya saying, as well as the precedents, what the court has determined before. So there's a lot of paperwork, both from the client and now also from the lawyer. And it's not just litigation, anything. The law it's a lot of paperwork.
Sasa kama hii time ya elections ujamaa sel
Imagine
kama na lorry.
Yeah, because evidence is king when it comes to...
So lorry inasomwa word hizo mapepa zote ama ni...
Yeah, and they have a lot of assistants.
Especially that's where your job was coming in.
But the assistants to judges are real lawyers, real advocates.
Oh.
Yeah, for you to be able to determine this case, you need to be a real lawyer. They don't just hire a paralegal.
Yeah.
No, because judgments, they're done by research assistants to the judges, to the magistrate. So ni kazi moja kusoma. So of course they'll read, summarize and now give to the judge. But for such a high stake matter that's in the public domain, you already know what's in those ninis in the documents. But evidence is king when it comes to any litigation matter. Not just any litigation, anything legal. You must bring the evidence. Like it's like us and the Bible. You're bringing an argument, but is it founded in the Bible? If it's not in the Bible, that's just how I feel, I think. So it's like hearsay when it comes to the law. On the question of the boundary or what a believer, so here's the thing. Anything that you do, your Christianity will always pop up. To some people it will pop up because you're first a lawyer, then a Christian, and then to others you're a Christian, then a lawyer. Then your Christianity is the very foundation of everything you do. And so maybe that's one of the reasons as to why some people don't do criminal law.
Is that why you didn't do criminal law?
No, I just have zero interest. Mine is not even criminal law, it's litigation as a whole. I have zero interest in going to court. Okay. I always joke and say that my chances of ever going to practice criminal law is if my mom murdered, which are next to nothing. Like it's nil.
True.
Like that's the only person I'm
you're
willing.
allowed to defend your family?
Yeah, you can defend anyone.
Plus
you, they're actually the only thing right now that you need a lawyer for in Akwanga land matters. Anything else you can do for yourself.
Okay.
You murder someone, you can defend yourself. Yeah.
Okay.
You're sued in a corruption case, you can defend yourself. You don't need defense. It's not compulsory. Okay. Land matters too are the ones where you agree that you are advised by a lawyer. They have to sign papers because land imekuwa too just a big issue of late. So your Christianity will always kind of affect any facet of your life. And in any career, you must always choose. So, unafagianga, amata unapika, or you're an accountant. There are things that will pop up in your work that you're like, I can't do this or I can't do this. So you have to be the one to create boundaries. So it's not just law. It's any career. And it's not just any career. It is anything you do in life. You walking home, you encountering a chokora, or you encountering a prado na uipe njia and a chokora unataka kumgonga. It's your Christianity, your faith comes out in everything you do. So as a believer, it will pop up, and it has to either be your guiding light or it pops up. I don't know whether you get the difference. It's either it's the one that is guiding you every single aspect of your life, or sometimes you just put it in the back burner and you want it to pop up here and there. On the question of criminal lawyers, I know of very many criminal lawyers who will say that isn't Christ defending us as criminals before the Father? We are full of crimes. We sometimes tell him the truth, sometimes we don't. Kona point. Sometimes we tell him. So
this is why lawyers can really argue.
What you're doing is what Christ is doing on our behalf. And this argument, there was an argument, a group called Kenya Christian Lawyers Fellowship, and there was a very big argument because some pastor went and said that Christian lawyers are putting asunder when we do divorce matters.
I can imagine.
I can't, because it's not us. We are just, you see, the thing about law, you're facilitating a process. So you've murdered someone. I know you have murdered. You come and tell me you have murdered. And the law says when you murder, that's the penalty. So for me, it's not to say that you've not murdered. It's to say, dude has murdered, but let's ask for a lesser penalty,
Or when that hapo kusema my client was not there.
It depends. If the client accepts his charges, then you're just asking for a lesser punishment. But if the client does not accept charges, then you're like you're fighting for your client's rights. Now, Larry, I'm coming to say that it's not true. Like, who saw him kill? Like, was there evidence? So it's a thin line, if you truly know that the person committed the crime when it comes to Christians. So I don't know how they do it, but everyone needs a defense. And we are just facilitating a process.
I'm not for it, but
we are facilitating a process. Yeah,
I'm not for divorce, but here I am. This is my client.
No, for divorce, I'll come back. For me, I don't think that it's a lawyer's fault if you facilitate divorce. I absolutely don't think so. God hates divorce. It's fine. I agree completely. But God also says that some divorce was allowed because people's hearts were hardened, and so I'm not going to not support someone if that person doesn't want you. For example, like even the Bible says that if an unbeliever doesn't want you, you are, like you're allowed, you're untied from that marriage. Yeah, if an unbeliever seeks for divorce from you, if you were a believer. So I don't think that as a Christian lawyer facilitating that process, or maybe not helping. And I know this guy beats the hell out of this person, or this woman beats these two. So it's a thin line. And by the time, as I've always said, by the time it gets to lawyers, especially divorce, the church has failed. Because if you are believers, you've gone to your pastor, na pastor ameshindwa kuwa convince. How am I supposed to convince you?
Whomster you?
Whomster mine at the very end, yeah? So I don't know. It's a tricky balance, but I say to each grace, to all of us grace, so that we don't do wrongdoingly. Yeah.
Have you ever been caught in a situation where you have a client or a case in hand and you are supposed to compromise your beliefs or values? Absolutely.
Numerous times, every day. Almost every day.
Almost every day.
Almost every day. And so you have to make a choice. You have to make a choice. The thing I like about my job or even my career is I'm hired as an advisor. Yeah. The skill that I'm bringing here is legal advice. You want us to go this way? May I tell you, here are the legal repercussions. Not even the moral ones, but here are the legal repercussions. You still want to go this route?
Jonjo.
Yeah, it's not me. So it's kind of a protected profession because you offer legal advice. You didn't do it. For example, if it's a company, you offer the legal advice to directors. If it's a client, Larry Nemikushu, don't do this, I'ma do this. So if you decide to go the other way, it's not me. It's not on me legally, and even spiritually. Me, I pray. Every day I'm like, Lord, like. And every day I tell God, even at my workplace, if this is not where you want me to be, then take me out. Because the last thing you want is a job that eats at your soul, that you're unhappy about every day. So, yeah, we offer legal advice. Put it on the table every time. And one of the things that I learned from one of the lawyers in Gava is that everything should always be in writing. All your advice. It's always on writing, and that's how you protect yourself as a lawyer. I told you, you write a memo to the boss, you're like, nini, this has come to our attention, an email, something, always on record. Yeah,
evidence iko
yeah,
like literally.
And there were times when I remember in Gava we would do the legal opinion and you take a copy home.
Oh
yes, because maybe whatever the situation is so it's a high stake matter that wanaweza kuruka. So you take a copy home and keep it for yourself and say, I told you on this day is a copy. Hata kama mlirarua yenu, here's my copy of what I told you. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. What is the most interesting thing about practicing corporate, apart from you not going to court? What is the most interesting thing about corporate law or the advising that you do?
Yeah, the company law. I think it's the cross-cutting nature.
Use simple terms,
like in a cut across everything.
Okay.
When you do, you see, if you hire a lawyer right now, a litigation lawyer, if unaenda land matter, you probably want someone who has handled land matters. If you have a tax issue, you want to go to a tax lawyer who's a tax expert. But when it comes to us in company law, you become a KYM. You have to be able to do anything and everything, which for me is so interesting because I hate being boxed in, doing routine works of the same thing, na punch, ama na stamp. So, especially in big companies, you sit in HR committees, you sit in procurement committees, you sit in finance committees, you sit in disciplinary committees. You're involved in every aspect. Corporate is anything but technical. Corporate relations is anything but technical. So you're in the posters that go out. Is there anything? Terms and conditions apply, apachini. You're in marketing. Have we done what we should have? Have we used people's faces when we shouldn't have? Have we gotten consent? You're in HR. Someone is sexually harassing this other one. What do? We want to terminate this one. How much do we pay them? You're in finance. Have we paid the tax? What does the tax law say? So it cuts across everything. When you work as they're called in-house counsels, you become wider and wider, as opposed to just always going deeper in law, but you get to learn everything else from customer service. So the bigger the company, the better for you, because then una learn more things. If you're in Gava, you're in procurement, you know how to procure, you know how to dispose of assets. So I think for me, that's the fun bit. It's not boring. It's not boring at machine that two people work, contract. It's wider and wider.
I like that you've mentioned consent and whatnot, because I think it was last year, kulikuwa na cases mingi sana, people suing other companies because of lack of consent. How do we go about consent? How do you handle a case of someone, an individual or another company suing you because consent you breached, or I don't know, something like that?
It depends on what it is.
Like a photo.
Well,
your photo has been posted somewhere and you did not.
Then you just sue, because without consent, you can't publicize my face, my name, my anything.
But sometimes it's inevitable.
Like where?
I don't know.
So if you go to a concert,
I'm going to a concert.
Terms and conditions. Terms and conditions. And that's why they put that kanini these days. The notice.
By the way.
Yeah.
Anyway, even when you purchase a ticket to an event, they tell you buying a ticket means you've given consent to whatever.
At
a church, CCTV.
Church.
That's a church.
I saw in KBS school parents signing a consent form, I think for videos and
even CCTV. You see, even CCTV,
really?
So you have to notify people that they're under surveillance, so that should then a need arise, then we are looking through, we can post your photo. Like she was sitting next to this other chick with his face. Yeah.
Wow, interesting. Then when umesema tu laws zinaendelea tu ziki evolve. They do,
yeah.
Now that you've said your work is not going to court and all of that, and you hate being boxed.
Yeah.
A day in the life of Gathoni, not on a public holiday and not filming at BTP podcast.
Yeah.
What does a day in your life look like?
Kutoka uamke.
Ukishapik saki.
I used to pick saki. So right now, because I work in it's a small company, we don't have...
Small in the sense, startup.
Yeah. When I started there, it was more of a startup. By the way, I was employee 001.
Really?
Yeah.
Unaweza kutata ni kampuni yake. Ako just humble.
Gathoni advocates.
No. So we are very flexible hours. So one of my immediate bosses is up at 4, which means your messages start coming in at 4. Instructions of do this, do that.
4 a.m.
So I get up very early.
Get a life. Oh,
yeah. 4 a.m.
Wait, let me tell
you, the day you own a business, wewe kama mwanabiashara, you don't sleep. I really understand how those people don't sleep. Entrepreneurship is difficult. It's very difficult. Me, I'll sleep because I'm like, whatever, I'll get paid at the end of the month. But that person is like, how do I make money?
I need to pay people.
I remembered something yesterday at 10 because I respect you so much. I won't text you at 10. I'll text you at 4.
Let me respect your working hours and your non-working.
But text you at 4, you'll see it when you get up. So yeah, I get to the office quite early. But I also enjoy that time because I'm able to do my QT without anyone coming in.
Oh.
If I'm in the office even by 6:30, the next person is probably 8:30, 9. So I get my 1 hour, I'll do my QT and then work. Like seriously work. I'm one of those guys who just put your head down, work, only taking bathroom breaks, and then by after also the instructions die down, so you don't have you can leave early 3, 4, whatever. But a day in my life is anything and everything, from a lot of typing, a lot of contracts, a lot of agreements, reviews, initiating contracts, but something that has become quite of late recently is the need for strategy, because I used to get so bogged down with tasks. Like if you see my book inakwanga tu imeja tasks like of small things you need to do here and there. But at some point my boss was like, yo, you need to, I can get anyone to do that. What I need you to do is strategize and mitigate risk. Like I need you to tell me how we can make money and then how we can mitigate risk. So I found in this particular job I'm less of a lawyer and more into business. We are getting more into biashara. How do we make money? And that's a strategy bit, or how do we mitigate any risk or any loss? So my job the last few years is becoming less and less legal, and more towards business development and stuff like that. Yeah.
Interesting.
So
now from the many movies I've watched, kuna kuangana, okay, from the little things I know about law, kuna kuangana kitu inaitwa attorney client privilege. Yes, that one. So you're not supposed to discuss matters confidential between you and your client, especially with your client, with anyone else.
Yeah.
Unajipatanga saa zingine umeanza kupiga story na Debs na by then niko na huyo client, ama there's this client, or back then hey, there's this client, or at home with your husband you're like, hey, tuko na client hapa and this and this. Do you find yourself doing that?
Yeah, there's also husband wife privilege.
Oh yeah, there's also, by the way, that there's that. Oh wow, yeah, there's that. So they cannot use him in court against you. Yeah.
But I think remember when I was telling you about criminal cases and how we mostly expect the defendant or the person accused to tell us the truth. That's where we use this confidentiality most. That if you come tell me, Larry, for sure ni woli madao mse ama ni woli iba hiyo kitu, I should keep that in confidence. I should defend you despite what you've told me. So for me, it doesn't happen often that there's anything I feel like I can't tell. I can't share. And but for real lawyers, especially litigation lawyers, especially criminal lawyers, but even in land matters, anything you should be able, you're meant to keep. Because remember, unlike other lawyers, I only have one client. When you're an in-house counsel, you only have one client. Whether it's the Gava that has employed you, or Safaricom, or whoever, telecommunications, it doesn't matter. Your client is that company. So NDA, the broader NDA for anything and everything shouldn't really be discussed. Yeah.
Okay.
How do you unwind hobbies, activities?
Myself?
Goja. Ametuambia amemaliza siku yake.
Bado ukitoka job alafu
my friend, nenda kumbocha around in the house.
Kumbocha around.
But it's your house, so
until my life was good until
I hope your husband does not.
You have to cook for your man. Yeah.
I never used to. I'd go home to a cooked meal.
Right now, he's expecting to go home to
Okay,
not expecting.
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 It is an expectation, my friend. Ngoja utaona.
Miss my dad.
Mshaona watu wa kuavoid.
It's a real expectation.
Okay, this okay. Tutafika hapo. Unajua saa zingine mdomo uongea.
Yeah. Hata mimi.
Unajipata tu.
Hata ulikuwa tu kama yeye.
Me cook every day.
Na sasa ametoka kutuambia ati it's fine, I need to go cook.
Oh Lord, that is JB.
So how do you unwind? What do you do during your free time or not off?
Ametoka kutuambia bana free time. Sasa hii tunaenda ku take one break, kwa simu ku reply email ama
lawyer.
Even before akuja hapa set alikuwa hapo kwa boardroom na laptop ako kazi.
What do you do during your free time apart from set free, of course? Hiyo yuko December.
Set free ni free time.
Yeah, that's free time. Ujibambangi set free. Ulikuwa unajibamba?
Yeah, by the way, it was the one week where like I'm not even taking calls. I enjoy, again, I think I'm like you because I'm my upper. People think I'm an extrovert, but I'm really not. I enjoy
people think. Who?
People think all of yours.
Me, I think I'm an
not Rami. Me, I'm not an.
Necessarily namuliza who think
nani
you think
very much so. I talk a lot, but doesn't mean I'm an extrovert. I don't.
Wait, no.
I feel drained by the. Kama saa ile I'll be like, oh my god.
I've talked out. I'm talked out. I'm all talked out.
Yeah.
Sisi sasa.
Itafika home na bado nipige story. I have a lot of words to me.
I'm like, who? So I actually enjoy time by myself. For years, you even lie. Like, niko na kitu naenda place. Like, nah, I'm just going home.
Yeah. So that has been our time here with our guest, Gathoni. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing all of those pure gems. Nakwambia Larry amesema tuandike invoice, but I don't think we can afford her. That was
invoice at tracynyambura@gmail. Hapo ndo utatuma.
Jokinyambura@92@gmail.
Hapo ndo utabill then atakusort.
Invoice mimi nitakusort. Mimi ndo nakwanga tajiri wao. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you for kukubali kukuja hapa even after abandoning your work for a few minutes to just talk to us. It's been an honor. I hope tutakupata tena siku nyingine. Ndio sema hivyo on camera ndio wakusikie.
Sikia venye anasema.
Sema utakuja tena. Utafikiria.
Kina amesema zinafaa kuwa written. So labda tutumie.
Tutaride. But thank you so much. Do not forget to subscribe, comment, like, share and follow us on all social media platforms. Thank you so much, and until we meet at episode 9. The next one.
Catch you on the next one.
Catch you on the next episode. Bye.